and both experience storms.
About 10 years ago, my grandmother, my last of four grandparents, passed away. And then my best friends in the university, my roommates in the university, passed away in a very tragic accident very suddenly. And last year, I almost lost my father through a brain surgery, and he was in his 70s. I started to ask myself, what do I really want out of life? Is it a more secure future, more financial security for my own retirement, to help my parents in their old age, to help my kids to get the best education money can afford? Is it more fame, more prestige? Is it more personal satisfaction? But what do I really want out of life?
Each of us here will experience storms. Some of you are going through marital storms, you're going through financial storms, you're going through employment storms, you're going through relational storms, you're going through the storm of anxiety. Every one of us here experiences storms because storms are not discrete. They're not discretionary as to whom they pick to touch. Storms touch everybody. Those of you who have experienced storms know that. They're not choosy, they're not selective. They touch everybody. I don't know what storm you're going through right now, but your life is either going to stand or it's going to be blown into pieces. It all depends on the foundation.
Dr. Ramesh Richard will return in a moment. If you would like more information about the important things Dr. Ramesh is talking about, he would like to start a dialogue with you. Write down the website address shown on your screen now and contact us through the internet. That website address is www.rameshrichard.com. And now, back to Dr. Richard.
Who's a wise man? A wise man is not simply a man with great knowledge, who's got extraordinary brain power. A wise man is not a man simply with a great amount of data under his belt. That only takes extraordinary brain power. A wise man is not merely an educated man. You know, somebody said a PhD stands for permanent head damage. A wise man is not a flagpole sitter who ascends a flagpole and sits on top and pontificates and prescribes for the rest of humanity, like we have preachers and politicians and philosophers do. A wise man, according to the Lord Jesus, is a sensible man, a particular word that he uses of a man who pays careful attention to his life and then takes action on what is known. That's a wise man. The other man is called a foolish man, fool man. That's the word we use for morons. Actually, the Lord Jesus used the word moron. That you and I can be morons. I mean, there's a degree of moronism in each one of us. A moron is not an imbecile. It's not a person who's insane. He's talking about a man who knew what should be done and did not take action. I was looking for an illustration of a moron. I heard it on a traffic report one morning when the reporter said, the drivers are driving like morons. They know exactly what they should be doing, but they're not doing it. You know, parts of our life may be wise, but there are other parts of our life, a degree of moronism in every one of us, in your life. Some time ago, at the horse riding club in New Delhi, they were attempting to get more people into their club and advertised to the public, said, would you please join our club? We've got fast horses for fast people. We have slow horses for slow people. We have fat horses for fat people. We have thin horses for thin people. And for people who have never ridden horses before, we have horses that have never been ridden before. That's a moronic statement. Somewhere life breaks down. When you know what you should do and you don't do it, you are a moron. They were different in character, in nature. One was a wise man, the other was a fool man. They were also different in authority. What is your authority? What is the standard? What is the principle? What is the weight, the bottom of your life? So both different in character, different in authority, but the worst thing, they had different results. When the rains came and the floods came and the river blew, the winds blew at the house, one man's house survived, another man's house was smashed. Different results. The wise man's house stayed. Regardless of all the circumstances that he was going through, it survived, because it was built upon the rock.
Sometimes when I think about what is it that people are looking for, what is it that causing this enormous pain that I spend time dealing with every day, I have to sum it up in the fact that people are so selfish and people do not have an absolute standard. It seems to me that a whole lot of us are trying to basically make decisions based on how we feel and not based on some standard. And I believe that as a people and as a nation and as an individual and as a family, if we're going to have a smooth family that we enjoy, we're going to have a standard that guides what we do.
While in Indonesia, I had a chance to speak at the financial club. To the elite of this great land, every bank in this country is now solvent. You can't get your own money out of the bank. Insolvent, that is. We were expecting 300 and 350 had signed up by Wednesday or the Saturday. So we went to the club and said, we have to somehow squeeze them in. They said we can have a stand-up dinner instead of a sit-down dinner. In the afternoon of the meeting, we had 420 of the elite of this country show up simply because of economic pressure. They wanted hope. Squeezed in. They had the meal, listened to her talk, but just before I talked, a local Indonesian businessman got up and gave his testimony. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, you know me from the stories you've been following on radio and television and the newspaper. I was the head of a $20 billion corporation. All of you also know that 4 weeks ago I lost my job. But I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen," he said, "God was with me when I was at the top, and now He's with me when I'm at the very bottom." What was he saying? He says, my house is not going to be shaken by storms. Be pummeled, it'll be rocked, it'll be boxed, will be punched as hard as it got. But I don't build my house in billions of dollars. It's built on the rock of hearing and doing Jesus' words. The fool man, instead, he builds his house on the sand, and it's smashed by storms. The obvious question is, on which rock are you building? By which rock do you live? If building a house is a metaphor for life, our right foundation is a metaphor of what supports you.
Dr. Ramesh Richard will return in a moment. On our program today, we have a special offer for our viewers. The first 100 people to contact us will receive a free audio CD player. The first 1,000 people to contact us will also receive a copy of Dr. Richard's book, Mending Your Soul. The first 10,000 viewers who contact us will receive a free audio magazine on CD every month for the next year, with important and insightful messages from Dr. Richard. Each message deals with the important issues of life. Please don't miss them. Contact us today. Remember, there is no obligation on your part. All of these materials are free. But quantities are limited, so act now and get in touch with us today. That website address is www.rameshrichard.com. selfishness.com.